all of you. That's great. Thank you. And I'm co-hosting tonight's Web Talks with Lisa Bishop, who will be following me as district governor. So we're both very happy to have everyone here. The Rotary Web Talks were started immediate past District Governor Bob Artis started them last spring. It's a way in which we can collect, gather, collaborate, share ideas, and we really are thrilled to have so many people coming for this evening's presentation. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about what we're going to be doing, and then I'm going to turn it over to Lisa. So in this agenda, one of the things that we'll say is that you will get some chances to interact for sure. But in this first part of the meeting, we do ask you to please mute. And if you want to chat with someone else, that do so through the literally typing chat versus the verbal chat, as we'll ask you to mute for that part. Lisa's going to introduce 4 clubs who have done online fundraising with some success. And so each of them is going to have 5 minutes and no more to speak of what they have tried, and you can hear lots of different ideas. We'll have a short question and answer after the 4 have presented, and then we're going to put you into breakout rooms, and you're going to get a chance with 2 or 3 other people to just talk about what your club has tried, what's working, what your club's thinking of, because that's the whole idea here, is we just want to share ideas. When we come out of the breakouts, you'll have a chance to put in the chat function. So again, with the typing, some other ideas. So when we are going to commit to gathering up the highlights from tonight, the highlights from the chat, the suggestions, and we're going to put in an article for our District 7090 newsletter. We have a document on our district website called Best Practices in Fundraising. We will update it with best practices in online fundraising, but if you haven't looked at it, you can look at there, but we'll update that, and we're certainly going to really excited to have this information to share with you, and we'll share it with the club presidents through the president-elect training as well. We do want you to know that we have started recording the session. There are people that wanted to be able to see that and share that. So if for any reason you're uncomfortable with that, then obviously you can turn your camera off, but we hope everyone will be fine. It's here to share and pass the ideas on to other Rotarians. So I think I've covered the main points of what we're going to be doing. I will be a timekeeper and make sure we end promptly for 8 o'clock. So at this point, I'm going to turn over you, Lisa, to cover anything I forgot to do, and also to introduce our panelists that we're so happy to have here with us.
Well, thank you, District Governor-elect Anne. I am so happy to be doing this with you, and I'm so happy to see all of your faces. As I said, when people were chiming in, I really miss the in-person Rotary Fellowship. Rotary has really changed quite a bit, and we're having to rely on virtual technology, and there's changes to our fundraising. Some of us have our tried and true fundraisers, and we need to shake it up and do some things a little bit different to raise money to give to the causes for the service projects and innovations that we all hold true to our hearts in our Rotary Club and in our district. So welcome. Thank the clubs. 4 clubs stepped up. We have 2 clubs from the United States and 2 clubs from Canada. So I'll start off with the first club from Canada. Well, I could tell you the 4 clubs right off the bat. Rotary Club of Brantford Sunrise, Rotary Club of Norfolk Sunrise, Rotary Club of West Seneca, and the Rotary Club of Westfield Mayville. Thank you, 4 clubs, for stepping up. So our first club will be Brantford Sunrise. I know President Glenn Christensen is on there. He's also our RLI chair for the district, and past president and chair of fundraising, Justin Bester. So over to you, gentlemen. You have 5 minutes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Lisa. I'm going to start out. The first thing we did last year, background, we used to have a fundraising/donation committee. About last April, when we knew fundraising was going to be an issue, we split those 2 committees and we started a fundraising committee. Separate from donations and totally focused on fundraising for the community. And I'm just going to talk about the 2 club fundraisers we have. We thought we were going to lose our 50-50 draw because we weren't in person, but we have this thing in Canada called e-transfer, and we have the cumulative 50-50 draw at club level. when we're meeting in person. We went to a monthly 50-50 draw, e-transfer the funds to a designated person, and we averaged about $200 a month. It's losing interest a little bit, so we are going over to a new and improved fundraiser starting February 1st. The other thing we do every year is we have a wine draw at Christmas. We did that by e-transfer too, and it just so we get the wine donated to us. I think it's like 20 bottles. Just so happened that was also done by e-transfer to a designated person. Just so happened that this year's wine draw in December was the best one we ever had. So e-transfer is a wonderful thing. It helped support our club. That's what we did at club level. I'm going to turn over to my absolutely fantastic fundraising chair of the fundraising committee, Justin Bester, to talk to you about 3 of our other fundraisers that have proven to be very successful. Justin, over to you.
Great, thank you, President Glenn. Good evening. Part of the committee we started actually worked out very well separating fundraising from donations, because we could just sit around and come up with great ideas and pass them on if they work well. Some of the events we came up with, the biggest one was actually a rib event. We did a drive-through ribs to go last September. We stole the idea or borrowed the idea from the Niagara Falls Club, who's been doing a proper rib fest for years. But the ribbers came up with these ideas for us. They were very keen on getting something going for their revenue this year, considering there wasn't any rib fest in the last year, and I guess perhaps may not be this year as well. We connected with them. We had about a month to get it done, and actually some events, you know how you take too much time and you don't get it done. But we had a month, and it was perfect because it gave us a deadline to get things set up and done. We rented a property downtown Brantford. We're very adamant that it could be cars only, maintain social distance. We did have a few people that pushed back. They want to walk up, so we don't have a car. So, well, fortunately, due to COVID, you need to have a car or a scooter. We actually had a couple of scooters that pulled through. You're mobile, so that's no problem at all. Again, very minimal staffing. We're very easily able to socially distance from everybody. A few things we had to get city licenses. We had to file a COVID plan with the city, how we're going to protect people and keep everybody masked and separated. And actually, we did all our advertising on Facebook. We did some road signs through the city. At our cost, probably in advertising, less than $1,000. Paid probably, I think, a couple thousand in advertising. We netted about 13 grand on it. So we're very happy with the way that day went. At the beginning of every year, Glenn had a negative budget, and we made it a goal to give him some money to spend. So I think we did very well on that. I can show you some advertising we did if I'm allowed to share the screen, which I think I am. So share, just kind of roll through my Facebook page. Here's our ribs to go ads that we ran. These ran on Facebook. We spent about $600 on Facebook advertising. That was it. And with that, I don't know the stats, but I think we had about 3,500 interactions. So Facebook advertising is quite cheap. Here's a park we'd use for it. All the cars driving through. Some are very happy volunteers. You may recognize this guy. We stuck him in the back of the parking lot. We didn't want to keep him too close to anybody. He was quite happy back there. This is our.
You've got a minute left, just you know.
Oh, okay. I better move on. All right. Stop share. 2 other quick events I wanted to chat about. You mentioned this car cruise that we did. It wasn't a rally, it's a car cruise, and really we treat it more as for the community to have fun and give back to some members of the community, like some businesses. So we came up with a list with 25 places to stop in town. People paid $25. We used Club Runner for people to register. We sent them a list. The other event we had is Trip of the Month. Trip of the Month has been our biggest event for years. And we really agonized over this because obviously there's no travel. People were concerned with selling tickets. But through Club Runner and through emails and websites, we're able to very easily sell it almost to the same amount of tickets we sold last year. So again, that was our biggest fundraiser and probably 95% of last year's sales.
And what sort of money did you make on that?
Glenn, you want to advertise? I think that's about 40-ish.
40,000?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Sorry, Justin, with sponsorship,
yeah.
probably close to $45,000.
Yeah. And on top of that, there's some sponsorships sold as well. So I guess I'm done.
Great,
sounds like you're done.
Yeah.
Done.
Wow. Wow, trying to cram it all
We're
in
still
the
going.
5 minutes.
We're only halfway through the year. More to come.
I have to tell you, President Deb Grish and I went on your road cruise, and we had a lot of fun and went to different stores,
Some of
including your
posts. Yeah,
wife's
thank you.
including your wife's sweet store. So
Yes.
lots of great ideas. And we'll move on to the Rotary Club of Norfolk Sunrise. And there's 3 clubs in Area 1, Delhi, Norfolk Sunrise, and Simcoe. And we're all like one big family. I always say that. So we have Gail Catherwood, who's a past president of the Rotary Club of Norfolk Sunrise, who's presenting right now for us. Hello, Gail.
Hi, Elisa. Thanks for asking me. We did do a car rally this year. Many of you know a great Rotarian, Keith Flexman. He was bound and determined to do it even in his last days. So we did get that pulled off for him, and it will be, I'm sure we'll be doing it in his honor going forward, and we'll be able to change that up. But we had over 40 vehicles, so much adults, I think it was $25 a person. We gave a dinner, drive-through dinner as the people left. It was very well received. Catch the Ace. I'm going to say we were the first organization to get one of these in Ontario. This is our 4th year. I expect to get an award this year because it must be the longest running Catch the Ace ever, because we've been closed down twice, but we have gotten right to the very end twice. No one found the ace. It was a massive thing. We've done it in conjunction with the Legion. It has been a huge boost to that Legion. They are begging for it to start again. They revamped renovated their whole Legion because of what Catch the Ace has done for them. So that's a very proud thing to be able to work with another organization in order to make things happen. So that's been over $40,000 a year just in profits on Catch the Ace because we've gone so long. This year, we usually do a Bargains Bling and Blarney, which is a women's event. We get 50, 60 women. We usually make about $5,000. I ask them to bring something from home they no longer want, not their husband, their kids, or their dogs. And we usually make historically about $5,000. This year, of course, we can't do that, so we're doing it online. I found an individual who does it as a profession, called him January 2nd. He said, Gail, I usually do 3 of these a year for free. You're the first one. So God bless him. We have him coming to do that. And anyone that I've talked to who has said that they have now put their auctions online have more than doubled their return. And one thing that's nice about this is not only our club is helping us out, but Delhi has donated as well as the Simcoe Club. And neighbors, friends. So we've got a ton of things. So look for that. It's called bid2buy.ca, and that will be happening the 2nd week in February. And we've done trivia. We're doing it weekly on Thursdays. We have 5 to 7 teams of 4 every week. And the last thing that I'm going to tell you about, and that's enough as far as I'm concerned, is we're doing called Take a Bite Out of Norfolk. And it's a package that we're putting together from local vendors in Simcoe. It'll be $100. We didn't even have it on the site. We've already sold 3 packages, so I don't know how it's getting out there, but it will be a great, I'm going to say, we should be able to raise $9,000 by selling 300 baskets. So, and it's all curbside pickup, and that's it. So
you still have a minute, so maybe just clarify on that. So it's a takeout, or it's a basket and you make food?
Yeah, we went to many merchants in town, gave them the opportunity to be part of it, told them how much we wanted to spend per item. Many of them came forward. We kind of judged what we wanted inside. There's 11 items, from maple syrup to wine and butter tarts, all that sort of stuff. Anything from Norfolk County. It has to be Norfolk County. And so yeah, it was a great thing for other people to do, and telling the merchants that we wanted to help them as well as ourselves, but they were very generous with their pricing. But we're able to put their website on ours, connect it. Somebody wants to know about it. I bought a few of these baskets, if you've seen them online, from Mennonite country, for example, and I opened up the box and there was nothing inside to tell me where those things came from. And I thought, what a disservice to the individuals, because they were great products, but I didn't know how to buy them. There was no labels on them. So that will not happen in Norfolk County.
Put me down, I'll buy one.
Okay, thanks, Ann.
Oh, well, thank you, Gail. Can you please insert in the chat the the website for the what'd you call it? Bid to auction company? Bid to what?
Bid2buy.ca.
Bid
You know,
to buy.
everybody tells you, oh, you can find a kid to do this or somebody, oh, forget it. It's, you know, it's just not going to happen. Find a professional. And even if you had to pay, if you're going to double your money, it's still going to be to your advantage to do it, right? So that's my rant for the day.
Oh, great information, Gail. Thanks so much. And I've enjoyed playing your trivia online. It's a lot of fun. $10 a head, and it's great. You put the four-way test to to use, that's for sure. So please put that. Oh, there it is. Bid to buy. Gail Catherine. Good. Did you have something to say, Anne, before I introduce the next? No. Okay. So we're moving on to our third club. This is going fast. The Rotary Club of West Seneca. We have club president Lisa Bridenstine, who will be presenting. I hope I said that correctly, or you can tell me how to pronounce your name, Lisa. Lovely first name. And your slides are going to be, you're going to have assistance from your president-elect, Kelly Cavo.
I am. Here we go. All right. Well, thank you and good evening from the Rotary Club of West Seneca. This year has led us to really thinking outside of the box for both fundraisers and service projects that could be done both socially distant and virtually if possible. We began with a new fundraiser called a calendar raffle. The calendar raffle was a club-wide fundraiser and sold to our club and community members. The idea was that a calendar, we chose the month of October, would be filled with prizes. One prize per day, valued at $50 or more. Each day we would have a live spin to determine the winner on Facebook. You'd have the opportunity to win more than once. And some people did. The calendar was sold for $20 a piece and available on our website using PayPal link or by sending in a check via to our post office box. We needed to gather prizes valued at $50 or more. We were able to do that with our community, our businesses, our local businesses, and our membership. They also made donations. The prizes were gathered during July and August. Calendars were sold during the month of September. We sold 185 calendars for a profit of $3,700. Every evening during the month of October, we held a Facebook Live drawing for that day's winner. And what was great about that was our chairperson would give a Rotary highlight each day, the informational minute on Rotary sharing Rotary's mission and successful stories, both locally and nationally. Even doing a live location spin on World Polio Day from our town hall as our town supervisor using a town proclamation declared October 24th World Polio Day in West Seneca. So here's a little clip and we'll show a little bit of this. This is Samantha Roman, one of our Rotarians, and this is on a Nifty 50 Friday, $50 in cash. So Cal, want to start that? It doesn't sound like we have any sound. But anyway, Samantha did a great job, and she was a great face for Rotary, being a young woman, giving lots and lots of little tidbits. We had a huge amount of engagement on our Facebook page. We saw a huge increase in both likes for our club and also people coming every day to check and see what was happening. The prizes were mailed out, or we made arrangements for a touchless pickup. So again, that was a $3,700 fundraiser and something that we had never tried before. We also normally offer a chicken barbecue twice a year, once in the spring and once in the fall. It's always been a drive-through, but we've always had our Rotarians help with the chicken barbecue. This year, to reduce the amount of contact due to COVID, the chicken barbecue company, Wiedner's, who's a local barbecue company, was willing to bring in their own people and have just one person in contact with the public. So we ended up running 6 barbecues from June through November. You can see all the people lined up and our yummy chicken. You can also see our large sign that's there. It was a huge success. Traditionally, we sold between 300 and 350 dinners in the past. This year, we sold between 800 and 1,000 every time we offered the barbecue. What made it a success when we looked back and kind of reviewed advertising? We had that huge sign. Not only was it advertising the barbecue, but it let people know that the Rotary Club of West Seneca was alive and well. We flooded Facebook with our flyers, not only our local page, but also our community pages. Weedner's also had a site with a calendar that they had put on for us. We took both cash and credit cards. We contacted our local senior housing facilities, which are located right in the area where we do our barbecue. They pre-ordered and we delivered. We had our Rotary pop-up there to show that it was sponsored by Rotary. We also did a calendar slip that we included in each bag of chicken dinners. So there was a calendar on one side with Rotary's upcoming events, and on the back side was a Rotary information on the Rotary Club of West Seneca. We made over $6,500 in chicken dinners this year. The other event that we were able to do socially distanced was our Shredded event. So Shredded is a mobile shredding unit that comes to you. People bring a banker's box full of materials that they'd like to have shredded. We ask for $10 a donation box. The items are shredded on site. People can even watch their items being shredded. This year, our event was held in September. It was socially distanced. Of course, we were all masked. We ran the event from 9 to 12 on a Saturday. We asked people to put their paper boxes in their trunk and just pop it as they came up to the large trunks. And you can see our Rotarians taking the items out of their cars. Normally we make between $1,000 and $2,000. This year, $5,500. We had cars lined up in the parking lot. We had a well-oiled machine and a map, thanks to the vision of our past district governor, Wally Artorsky. He had things running in a smooth system. We had over 100 cars lined up at 9 o'clock ready to roll.
Wow.
So, working together and definitely outside the box, we were able to continue our fundraising opportunities. And what we really were able to do was also get the mission of Rotary out there in every event that we held. So we were really happy about that, not only making money, but getting the Rotary mission out there. So thanks.
Great. Thanks, Lisa. Great.
Wow, I want to go there for a chicken dinner. It looks so good. You've got such
You're always
great ideas.
invited.
Thank you. When the border opens, I'll be there.
There we go.
There you go. Thank you. And oh my gosh, our fourth speaker, the best for last, we have the Rotary Club of Westfield Mayville, and we have Club President Janice Burkhouse and Gold Rush Chair and Vocational Training Team District Coordinator Dan Smith. So do we have Janice there and Dan that can start?
I'm here. Dan's going to do the presentation.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay. I guess I just start speaking. Well, thank you very much. We're very glad to be here. I'm still trying to catch my breath from that last presentation, but I think the main thing that we decided or looked at was that we wanted to figure out how we could repurpose our old fundraisers with virtual aspects. One of the events that we did was a Gold Rush, which is a reverse draw with a $1,000 grand prize. And we had a chicken barbecue, personal ticket sales, all cash prizes, lots of work setting up the venue with food tables, chairs, drawing boards, microphones, people in and out. We had been very successful with that for over 25 years in this format, and it was always a good fundraiser for our club. Not wanting to lose our revenue, we used elements of the tried and true and made the event a new success. No gatherings meant no physical setup of the venue and no chicken barbecue to serve and clean up. Suddenly, we had a lot more people interested because we realized we could eliminate a lot of the physical work. And I don't know about some of your clubs, but our club, we're all not getting any younger. And that was quite a positive for us. But anyway, that helped our club to open up our creativity and modify the event to virtual. So instead of providing as many cash prizes as we did, we enlisted our local vendors to provide gift certificates of at least $25 each. They were very enthusiastic as they were going to receive publicity and recognition, as well as being patronized by the winners. Rotarians sold the tickets virtually by calling or emailing their prior year's sales and other friends, and we provided a listing. I'm going to share with you. I'm going to try. Whoops. Where's the poster? This is it here. Oh, I gotta hit the share button. Anyway, so what we did is we created a PDF poster that we normally would have printed and plastered all over the various villages. But anyway, everybody had a virtual poster which talked about the event. So they sent it out through email, or maybe somebody had to get them by mail. But anyway, it delineated the event. We newly designated as a virtual gold rush. The date and time, of course. We're streaming live on Facebook and Zoom so they could participate. Our grand prizes were $1,000, and this year we decided to use a 40-inch Samsung Smart TV, and our third prize was $100. Plus, we had all these gift certificates from various local businesses, and we gave them a lot of publicity on our poster. And then so what we did is we also promoted that we are using those proceeds to support our community service projects, and particularly the student scholarships at our local schools, Brockton, Chautauqua Lake, Sherman, and Westfield. Our tickets were only, they were $30 in the past, and we had a chicken barbecue dinner, but we decided to reduce the ticket price a little bit, and then also offer a special that if they bought 5 for $100. And that proved to be an extremely attractive price point for people, because they would, instead of just buying 1 or 2 tickets, now they were buying 5 for $100. So we raised more tickets. We could have sold more tickets. We limited our tickets to 250. So that was how we used the poster. Then we sold tickets, and I believe I had a ticket here someplace.
You have about 30 seconds left on.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me move past that. Anyway, the ticket was virtual. It gave all that same information, but we gave them the Facebook address as well as the Zoom address. We pre-drew, the night of the event, we pre-drew all of the tickets except for the last 10, which were the larger prizes. We have participants from all over our area and friends around the country who had moved away or whatever. We promoted Rotary and our club in the intro to the event. We highlighted our efforts to support local community projects and scholarships. Instead of being a 3-hour event that tied up everybody's time, this was reduced to about 1 hour and was much better received. The winners were either mailed, or we had arrangements for them to pick up the prizes. We successfully met our fundraising goal to match our previous years of about $5,000. And one part is that it was so much less physical work and time commitment. We felt that it was a win-win-win for all concerned. So thank you very much.
That's great. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. And thank you to all of our presenters. So round of applause or a big wave there. So we're going to go into breakouts in about 5 minutes, where you're going to get a chance to share with some others some of the ideas you're doing in your club. And we'll get you afterwards when you come back out to put them in the chat. But we're going to take about 5 minutes right now, just to open up to questions from any of our 4 presenters. So not so much you telling us other things your clubs are doing, but if you've got a question for any of our 4 presenters, something else you want more clarified, wave at us or put up your hand so we can see you, please. Angela.
Yeah, I was wondering on the first presentation, the trip of the month club. I mean, you had mentioned because traveling was so difficult. Where are these trips to?
Uh,
Oh,
I'll
no,
take
I
that.
got it. I can share the screen, Glenn.
You share the screen, Justin? Thank you.
I sure can. Little memento. I can open the file.
Go ahead. While he's putting
Yeah.
it up, just to keep moving, Glenn, why don't you speak to a couple example of
Sure.
a trip? Glenn,
Well,
can you speak to an
Glenn?
example of a trip while you're
Yeah,
sharing? your time?
Portugal, they're international and national. Their Portugal was this January. We give away 12 trips, one a month. Tickets are $100. And they're all over the world. And they have up this year, there they are right there. So we have Portugal, Hawaii, Costa Rica, Barbados, Ottawa, Spain, Newfoundland, St. James River, St. Lawrence River, Bermuda, Belize, Montebello, Panama. Most
So
years,
was there a limit on as to when you could take the trip?
there's during the holidays you can't down at the bottom.
I think Glenn, the question is,
Yeah.
do they have to go this year or
No,
can they
we
go?
got the travel agent to extend it to 2 years.
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
was just
So you got
getting
2 years to take the trip or
Okay.
take the cash.
Great. Okay.
Great. Thank you. I'll go to some other questions. I saw some other hands. Michelle.
This question is for Glenn Christensen. You mentioned that you have a fundraising committee. How often do you meet?
I'll let thanks for the question. And Justin is the fundraising chair, so I'll let him answer that question because I have no idea. I just know they work really hard. Justin, how often do you
All right.
meet?
How often we meet? We're trying to meet about once a month.
Very good.
Yeah.
Great. I see Karen Savon has her hand raised. Karen?
Yes. Regarding the virtual gold rush, was there a certain dollar amount that each business contributing gift certificates was asked to consider?
This is Dan. Yes, we wanted them to be a minimum of $25, and many of the vendors provided more than one gift certificate. So we had that, and but we had them at a minimum. We wanted to keep them at a minimum amount. Okay.
Great. Some other hands up? Yes, but Phil. I think you're muted, Phil. Or maybe your volume needs to go up.
Okay,
There.
that better?
Yep.
Yeah, for the shredding event, was it just one event or was it monthly events?
It was just one event. We held it one Saturday from 9 to noon.
And what were your costs on it?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What were your costs?
I believe it was $1,500.
Great. Okay, we have time for maybe two or three more questions. Looking around, checking the other screen here. Lisa, call someone out if there, Jennifer.
Yeah, I don't see anyone.
Jennifer?
Hi, this is for Lisa from West Seneca. I think that shredded idea is an awesome idea. I work in records management and so many people are working from home now. So I think that would be, a popular item to do. I was just wondering, do people get to view the actual shredding of their documents?
They can. So we have 2 large trucks that come from the company and the doors are open and our Rotarians put them into bins. They go up onto the truck and they can watch them being shredded. And several people do ask each time that we do it to actually watch them be shredded. Yes.
Great.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll have some more time for questions when we come back, but right now we're going to put you in breakout rooms and you're going to have about 10 minutes. So introduce yourself and your club to the others and share some other things that your clubs are doing. And then if there is something interesting when you come back, you can put it in the chat. If you haven't gone to a break room before, as this comes up, just click yes, and you will head off to your room. We'll see you in 10 minutes. Hi there, Lori. Are you just joining us? You're muted.
Just left my break room.
Ah, perfect. Okay. No problem. The others will come back slowly, I'm sure.
I did have one question, Ann, if you could ask it. I'm curious if the people that did like the calendar or the raffles, did they have a hard time getting donations this year? With small businesses being so hurt right now due to COVID, that would be a question I would have.
Okay, great. I'll do that one as we come out. Great, and as we're getting everyone back, there's my friend Jim. Hi, Jim. As we get everyone back, if you heard a great idea, we're going to ask everyone to jot them into the chat, because Lisa and I'll use it as a bit of a record from today to be able to pull things out. So if you heard some other great ideas, maybe your own idea or someone else's idea in the chat, please, sorry, you heard it in your room, put it in the chat. We would love that. You could maybe include what Rotary Club it is, if it's something that's happened. If it's just an idea, you can put it in there as well. So as we're coming back, Lori was just asking me a question. I'm going to direct it to Lisa.
Yes.
Wondering just, sorry, Lisa the presenter, not Lisa Bishop. So if we can just find out, when it went to do the calendar, was it hard to get donations when small businesses have had such a hard time through COVID? So Lisa,
it actually was not. Our businesses were very supportive. And then what we also did is any of our Rotarians that gave a monetary donation for prizes, we went to our local businesses. So we do a football pool book, and we have advertisers. So there's 17 advertisers in that book. We made sure that if we had money to spend, we went and hit back up to those people and bought our gift certificates from them, so that we were hitting back to our local businesses.
Great, thank you. And as we're sharing ideas, I'll share one. It's actually from a Rotary Club in another district, 7080, and they did a fundraiser where we paid $100. They delivered sort of a small dinner, but they had a mentalist, mind reader, and he was amazing, absolutely incredible, involved every member of the Rotary Club and every guest, and it was true entertainment. Realized how much we missed theater and all of that. So that was a really neat thing to see. So let me open it up for Lisa and I to watch and take other questions that people want to offer as we're talking about all these ideas, and fantastic job in the chat capturing some of these ideas for us. There's some really exciting ones there. But other questions that people have?
Yeah, we were in group.
John.
Yeah, we were in group 7. We were only 3 of us. What happened to all the other members?
That's what I planned, was 3 or 4 people in a room.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Lisa, do you want to share some of those? Lisa Bishop, do you want to share some of those other ideas you jotted down?
Sure.
Be added in to add to the chat.
Thank you, Ann. Yeah, one of the ideas was partnering small clubs, or even 2 larger clubs, whatever, is partnering with another club. It sort of shakes things up. You can share the resources, share the profits. Another idea was to establish a link on your Facebook page or on your website, a donation button, so that donations come straight through. And speaking of direct donations, speaking to the local funeral homes or creating memoriam cards, so those people could donate when they go to the funeral home or in memory of someone or a celebration. You can also do that with the Rotary Foundation directly online. But if you want to donate to, some clubs have charity accounts, so money could be donated in memoriam instead of flowers. And the club itself, there's a lot of support, but the clubs can issue charitable receipts. There's also bottle drives and challenging members, challenging one member to do something else. Like, I challenge you, Ann, to do this, and I'm going to do $25 to do this, and I challenge you to do that and raise $25. So some of those are some of the ideas.
Those are great. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And a shout out to Ancaster AM. I don't know if anyone's here from Ancaster AM, but in their bottle drive, they did a lot of talking to people as they came in and dropped off their wine and their vodka bottles and all that, and talked about Rotary. And they have had 6 new members directly attributed to their bottle drive they did in the fall. So I think that's a really neat point. A couple other questions that people have. Yes, please, Elizabeth first, and then Dick.
Yeah, can someone explain the Catch the Ace? It seems like that club made a lot of money on that. How does that work?
Gail Catherwood?
Yep. Are you from Ontario?
No.
Okay, forget it then.
Okay. So but
if you
thing then.
Yes, it is. It was called
Okay.
Chase the Ace
Chase the
in the East Coast, and Ontario adapted it for Catch the Ace. You if you go within your county, you can only raise or sell tickets of up to $100,000. 20% every. So what we do for our club, for those Ontarians there, we sell $5 tickets, $500 a week. The winning ticket gets $500. Which is 20%. 30% goes to the pot if the individual finds the ace of spades. If they don't, that 30% goes on. And like I said, 2 years in a row, they never found the ace of spades until the very last card.
It was so exciting.
It was unbelievable. Tears everywhere. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
That's what goes on there. But it is a Ontario.
So there's Ontario Lottery Corporation legalities. So whichever, your state would have some legalities, and maybe there's others that are champions with that, and you could ask them in New York.
Great. Dick, you had a question?
Yeah, along that, I thank you for the other one for asking the question, because I was curious what it was too. Now, is the reason why, 2 points, is the reason on this Catch the Ace, is the reason for doing it through Ontario that it just has to be legal and registered, but you fund everything to run your own raffle? Is that it? They're individual raffles all over the province?
Yes, there's individual, every nonprofit has to buy their own license. In the case of Norfolk County, where I reside, I have to pay the county 3% of what we could possibly make. So they get $1,500 just for us to hold the raffle, which is $50,000 in profit back to us if we go right to the end. It's very unusual to go right to the end, as you can imagine, but we've been able to do that. So
that's great.
So you always will break even, is that it?
You would like to believe that. As long as I can get through 3 weeks, we can break even because of the $1,500 that the county
Oh,
wants.
the $1,500, okay. And the other thing was, just like this Catch the Ace, with so many interesting ideas. But there's pitfalls in running an event, and how to run it, and how to prepare for it, and all these kind of things. We've all been through these things. Could you possibly make a list of the people, the clubs that presented, and the projects that they had, and a contact for that club, so that we can then go back to them and pepper them with questions?
Yeah, sure, we will do that. We're happy to do that, Dick. Okay,
Thank you
we've got
very
time
much.
for maybe 1 or 2 more before we start to our thank yous and tell you about a couple other events. So I'm just looking around there. We have time for 1 or 2 more questions. Yes, Jean.
I just want to say the presenters did a fabulous job. So many ideas that they gave to us. Holy, they're really thinking outside the box, and thank you very much.
Oh, what a nice comment. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, then maybe what we'll do then is, yes, keep putting questions. If you have any questions in the chat, some more thoughts, we've got some great things happening in the chat. So I'm going to turn it over to Lisa to do some final thank yous. So I'm going to tell you about a few future events. So Lisa, over to you to do some thank yous.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much to our presenters. And I apologize, Glenn, that was not a slight. It was me being a little whimsical, which wasn't very good. So I apologize, Glenn. So I thank the Rotary Club of Brantford. I thank the Rotary Club of Brantford Sunrise, Glenn Christensen and Justin Bester. I thank the Rotary Club of Norfolk Sunrise, Gail Catherwood. I thank the Rotary Club of West Seneca, Lisa Bridenstine and Kelly Cavo, and the Rotary Club of Westfield Mayville, Janice Burkhouse and Dan Smith. Thank you, everybody. Can we get a round of applause for them? Show your thanks for stepping up. I had everybody that I asked, they said, yes, they were happy to do this. So thank you so much. And I thank everyone for taking the time to come this evening and for all the work you do in community service and in the fundraising to give. And we talked about the foundation in our group about how we need to be stepping up and finding ways to make our commitments and increase for the foundation. So keep that in your mind as well. And I thank everyone very much.
Watch for, we're thinking about our own ice bucket challenge with the foundation. So watch for that one.
So that's it, and wrapping up and thanking everyone for their time and their service.
Great. And someone was asking again, yes, we have made a recording of this evening. Yes, it will be available in addition to the article and information that we'll put both in the February newsletter and get up on the district. And this is the whole idea, is coming together and share ideas and meet other people in other clubs. So we want to let you know that on February 17th, there is another event. Again, you just go on the district website, look at February 17th. It's called The Next Page, and it's all about social media and how to really take it to the next level. So that's February 17th. And then our Tuesday web talk for February is taking place on Tuesday, February 23rd. And it's all about youth services and real life stories, talking from our alumni, from different people who have experienced it in different ways. And we know it's also going to be a fantastic way, and hearing about some of the youth services that are happening right now, some innovative ways people have found to support youth, even though we can't do some of our more traditional things. So we certainly looking forward to that. I see a couple quick hands, Michelle and then Jim.
I just wanted to say real quick from the Public Image Committee that anytime there's a district meeting like this, we post it on our district Facebook page, we post it on our district LinkedIn page, our Instagram page, and our Twitter page. So if any of you have those social media avenues, please make sure to check in, because typically after a meeting like this, I go sit down on my laptop and I start to share it all over. So make sure to check in because the Public Image Committee in the district is really hard at work right now.
That's fantastic. And Robert, you had your hand up, and then Jim, I think, had his hand up.
Yes, and when is the next RLI sessions?
Glenn Christensen?
Yes. What levels have you taken so far?
Okay, I need 3. I've taken 1 and 2.
If you go into the web page and register tonight, you will have a spot for March.
Okay.
It's virtual.
It's in March. Okay.
I have about 3 spots left. It's working out very, very well.
Okay.
And we're going to run them again in April, May, and June as well. Part one in April, part 2 in May, and part 3 in June. And thank you to the facilitators online. You've done a wonderful job. But yes, it's filling up quickly.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Thank you.
Jim?
Maximum 15 per session.
Great. And Jim, I thought I saw your hand up.
That was still clapping for all the great work.
Great. Okay. What a nice way to end then. Well, then let's all end with a final clap. Thank you for making your time. Thank you for making an ability. Michelle, you wanted something there? Oh no, you're one hand yay too. So big thank you to all. Thank you to my co-host Lisa. Thank you to all of you being here, and have a great night.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was
Ann.
awesome.
Thank you,
everybody.
presenters.
Thanks all.